how to score good marks in your exam, or how to present a paper. If you are not prepared, then how to write an exam. If you are not prepared, then how to pass your exam. Or if you want to top, how do you want to do your last minute revision? Hello friends, this is Dr. Sangeeta and welcome back to another lecture of Dental Pathshala, where we help you understand and learn dentistry better and easy way. But this video, since your exams are coming and you are a little bit scared, so I want to give you few tips how to do the last minute revision, or how can you write an exam that you can pass, or what should be your strategy, last day strategy. How can you revise all the subjects? Suppose if you are writing a final year exam, suppose if you have the PDO exam, and how do you want to do the last minute revision? How can you revise the whole subject in 1 or 2 hours? So this video we are going to talk about that, and how to write your paper so that you get really good marks. What should be your strategy to write a paper to pass your exam? So friends, first of all, the last minute revision. How are you going to revise? Suppose I am having exam tomorrow. So what should be my strategy? First of all, you have to keep on revising whatever you have highlighted in the whole book or your notebook, or you have got the notes. So you have to go through, and you on the one page or on the one notebook, on your rough notebook, you should make a table of content. Suppose if I am studying the theory of child psychology, suppose if I am studying the child psychology chapter, then how should I revise that? So my strategy should be, I should make a table of content. I should make a picture in my head that, first of all, I have to write the three theories of child psychology. First of all, I have to write the theories of child psychology. And the next part is the behavior management, which comes in the same chapter. So my point is, first point in the chapter is the theories of child psychology. Second point is the behavior management. So in the theories of child psychology, again it is divided into 2 parts. Then again each part is also divided into certain subtypes. So you have to make a picture in your head about the headings, about the subheadings, and what should be there inside it. Suppose if I'm writing the psychoanalytic theory or psychosexual theory, then again I should divide it into 2 parts. That is the psychic triad or the iceberg concept, and then the stages, the oral stage, the phallic stage, all these stages, right? So I should have the picture in my head. So on the one notebook, I'm going to write just the headings of whole chapter. That will help you memorize, or that will give you a clear picture about that whole chapter. So like that, you will be keep on revising it, and whole chapter you just are going to cover it in one table. Like that, you are going to cover whatever chapter you have read. You are going to cover one table in one page. You are going to write whatever is there in the chapter. Just the heading, not anything else, just the headings. So when you revise a chapter, then close your book and just draw the table that covers the whole of the chapter, just the heading that this is going to be this is like that, headings and subheadings, and then subheadings. That way you are going to divide your whole chapter, right? And you're going to, whatever you have studied, suppose in a book there are 20 chapters and you have studied only 15 chapters. Then first of all, write the table of only 15 chapters. And second thing, 5 chapters, suppose if you have missed, then you are going to write, you're going to refer your book, and then you are going to write the headings and subheadings, and whatever point which are bolded, which are in the bold letters in the textbook, that also you are going to write under that. Suppose if I'm reading again child psychology, then the iceberg concept came. If I have not read the child psychology and I see that iceberg concept is under this, so whatever the heading is there in the book, if you have not read the chapter, just make a table for that chapter, and whatever points you are writing, just go through that iceberg concept, go through the diagram. If you don't have the time, at the last moment, suppose tomorrow is your exam, if you don't have the time to read the whole chapter, then first draw the table of content, make the table of content, and whatever topic you have written, if any diagram is there, if any flowchart is there, if anything related to any flowchart, any table, any diagram is there, then just read that diagram and memorize that diagram. And you're going to, whatever question come from that chapter, you are going to make that diagram and then you are going to elaborate it. We will cover that how to write an exam. So this is about how you prepare the exam. So at the last moment, you are just going to draw a table of content. That is, you are just going to write the headings and the subheadings and the subheadings. You are going to just write that, and you are going to recall all the examples which you are covering in all those things. Suppose if you are covering the ugly duckling stage, then what is the age group? 8 to 9. Okay, you have to write the canine and you have to memorize that canine diagram. Right. So like that, you have to make the table of content. This is how you are going to do the last minute revision. Then how to write exam. How do you write an exam? First of all, always understand that examiner doesn't have the time to go through, to understand your language, to understand your writing and read all of these. We have been checking the papers and we never read everything. So have this picture clear in your head that nobody reads whatever you are writing. So if you know the answer well, then you are going to make the things which are important, you are going to highlight it. You are going to write it in the bold, you are going to write it in the capital, or you are going to underline it. Suppose if I am writing from the blue pen, then I am going to underline the important points from the pencil. Or you are going to just in the end, suppose if I am writing anything in the end, make 5 minutes, spare 5 minutes of your time and underline all of the things which you want the examiner to see, which are the important points. Suppose radiographic appearance of any lesion. Suppose leukoplakia comes, then I want to highlight each and every point about the leukoplakia. That is, it is a white patch. So I am going to underline the white patch or plaque, right? Which cannot be removed. That also I am underlining it. So whatever the specific points are, you are going to underline with either a pencil or a pen. So no matter which color you are using, I want you to make the flow charts maximum. When you are writing the table of content, this is how I guide my PG students to write exam like that, to draw a table of content. So when a question comes for, you don't have a question come for 100 markers, suppose there is a different strategy for question come for 100 marker. But the picture that should come into your mind is that this particular topic belongs to that chapter. If you don't know about that particular topic, still you can write essays about the chapter, because two things examiner check. One is they count the number of sheets. So if you are writing a long essay, then you should fill at least 5 sheets. If you are writing a short note, then you should write at least 2 to 3 sheets. If you are writing a very short note, or suppose a question for 2 marker you are writing, then you should write only specific points. So that is how you are going to write. So in that, you have to either draw the flow chart, you have to either make the diagrams, you have to either draw the tables, draw flow charts. I have been explaining you how to write pathogenesis, how to write the sequence of events. Suppose if endodontist, if any procedure you are writing, then you are, suppose CD any procedure you are writing. So you are writing impression and then put an arrow, and the next one is secondary impression. First primary impression, then secondary impression. So make arrows, write the specific points, make arrows, and in the next page elaborate all that. Whatever you have written in the flow chart, just explain that in the next page. The motto is, first of all, cover the important point, and second motto is to cover the number of sheet. Try to write maximum number of sheet. If your university has provides you the limited number of sheet, then you have to be very careful. Then you don't want to waste your sheets. And so at least write 4 to 5 sheets for a long answer. So that way strategize. And next comes the time, when you know answer, when you don't know answer. Second thing is that sometimes you get shortage of time. So first thing you are going to do is, you know your paper pattern. Suppose whatever your paper pattern is there, you're going to divide your time accordingly. So what I used to do, or what I tell the students to do, is that Suppose if I have got question for 10 marker, 2 question, and 5 question I am getting for 5 marker. So accordingly, I am dividing my time that 1.5 hour I am giving to 10 marker and 1.5 hour I am giving to 5 marker question. So accordingly, based on the marks, you are going to divide your time. Suppose if you want to give 10 minutes to 10 marker, then you have to put your watch, you have to wear the watch every time, take the watch to exam. Keep it ahead on your bench, and make sure that you finish the exam, you finish the question, you finish that specific question in the time frame that you have decided. Either you know the answer or you don't know the answer. I repeat that either you know the answer or you don't know the answer, you're going to finish the question in that specific time frame. If I have allotted time 10 minutes for a 10 marker question, then I am going to write that 10 marker question in that 10 minutes. Second question 10 marker, I don't know. And then after that, so initially whatever you know, you have to write all the answers which you know well. So start from writing the answers which you know well, but be specific to end the answer in that limited time frame. You have to always remember that if you know the answer or if you don't know the answer, the time allotted to a question goes the same. Time allotted to a question goes the same, if you know the answer or if you don't know the answer. Now, the second that makes me come to the second point, that is, if you don't know the answer. If you know the answer, you have written in your specific time, right? And 5 minutes you have to spare in the end to underline all these things, to underline the important point, to highlight the important point, and to demarcate. You are leaving two lines space after writing one answer. So you are leaving 1 or 2 lines space, and then you are starting the another answer. If you don't know the answer, then you have to recall that which chapter this question belongs to. Once that you have written the table of content, you know that you don't know the content, but you know that this specific topic, suppose if iceberg concept comes. Iceberg concept, if that is asked for 5 marker question, and you have just memorized the diagram, that tip of the iceberg is our conscious mind, and below that is the subconscious mind, so that you have just remember, and that diagram is there in your head. So what you are going to write? First of all, whatever you know, you have to write that. You have to make the diagram. Whatever you have seen the diagram related to that, you have to draw the diagram. Or if you don't know, if suppose any question comes which no diagram is given in the textbook, if you know that this chapter this includes, that means, suppose if ugly duckling stage comes, that I know that this is a transient malocclusion, this is a malocclusion, this occurs in the mixed dentition period, I know this much, then I will just write that this is a malocclusion in the mixed dentition period, and all these things I'm going to highlight it. If I know the diagram, I'm just going to draw the diagram, and whatever diagram you have memorized it, just elaborate in the dirty language, so that the examiner, this is the trick, that when you know the answer, write it very neatly, and if you don't know the answer, write in such a language that the examiner doesn't understand, that the examiner won't understand. So make it this is a short trick. I should not be telling you this, but still, the points in that question which you know that this is a transient malocclusion. You know that when the canines are erupting, a diastema is formed. You have seen just the diagram that the canines are erupting. You know that this is just the canines are erupting. So if any diagram you know, and if you know just 1 or 2 points, then 1 or 2 points you have to write in a proper handwriting, underline it, and rest you can write in a bad handwriting, so that you get at least 1 or 2 marks. Third thing is that you have to attempt each and every question. If you know, if you don't know, you have to attempt each and every question, because sometimes when you are not writing question, then the examiner cannot give you marks. Suppose if you are missing out from 1 or 2 marks from passing, and that case, if you have written an answer, then the examiner can give you at least half of marks in each question. You don't know. Half of marks from each question, you can score, you can pass. So you have to write each and every question, whether you know, whether you don't know. If you don't know also, it takes a lot of time to write, because when you don't know, you have to think what to write. So whatever time is allotted by you for each and every question, you have to finish in that particular question. And last, not the least, be confident. Whenever you are going in the exam, you will meet some students that will show you that they have prepared. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. I had a student in my class who used to tell, have you read this, have you read that, and he used to flunk the exam. He used to even fail. And then we used to laugh that you were asking, he used to scare us by asking such questions which are out of book. So don't get scared. Be confident. Whatever you have read, you have to write that only in your exam. So have that faith. Have that confidence that it is there inside your head. You have to extract that specific point and then you have to write about it. This is how you write an exam. So I hope that I helped you. Writing an exam, draw diagrams, draw flowcharts, draw tables. You don't have to write beautiful diagrams. You don't have to make colorful diagrams. Whatever you are writing, just try to explain it with the help of a diagram. So whatever you are writing, try to explain it. All the very best for your exam. I hope that you excel in your exam. So have the confidence, have the faith. I know that you can do it. So guys, all the best and take care.